Hello and welcome to a new Vanguard Zero video. So I made a video right when the Nova Grappler clan event began about some tips and tricks and advice for grinding the event and getting the cards you want. And so now that the event is around 9 hours away from ending when I'm recording this, I wanted to take a look at how far I've managed to get through the event, how easy it is to grind through everything just in general, and some opinions about the events just overall. Because I've got a lot to talk about, and of course, there's a lot to say about the event, even though it's just about to end, because, well, a lot of what I have to say will apply to future clan events as well. So I kind of just wanted to give my thoughts and just let you guys know how easy it is, or how hard it is, to kind of grind and get the stuff you want, some of the strategies you're going to be using, and that kind of thing. So I'll go ahead and first of all show you the cards I've got. So first of all, I want to preface this by telling you what I did, so that you have a gauge for how easy or hard it would have been to kind of get the cards. So first of all, I didn't spend any money on the event. Second of all, I didn't spend any gems on the event. In fact, other than skip tickets, I didn't spend any kind of resource or currency on the event at all. I really did just grind it the old-fashioned way, as a free-to-play player. Obviously, I've spent money on other things in the past, but for this event specifically, I don't particularly, care as much for Nova Grapplers. Of course, the deck I'm actually wanting to build is one that comes out in set 2, which is a couple weeks away now. So I was like, there's no real point in going too hard on this event and spending gems and stuff to get further through the event. So I'm just gonna kind of play it naturally, how an average free-to-play player would play, the kind of person who doesn't want to spend any of their currencies at all on it, not even the gems, because they want to just see how many cards they can get without wasting any resources so that they can save up for the actual set. So I'm happy actually to report that I got basically everything. There's literally a single card in the deck that I'm missing, and that's it. And bear in mind, there's still 9 hours left. I could get it. I don't think I'll get it, but I could get it. And yeah, that's it. I've got everything apart from one single copy of the GR. And let's face it, I don't really think I need the 4th GR. I definitely think the 4th GR would make me feel a lot more comfortable. But I imagine in an average game, I'm probably only going to be using 3 or so of the GRs anyway. Other than that, I've got absolutely everything. Yes, without spending any gems at all. So, okay, what's my secret then? Well, the secret is grading up. It's really that easy. It's the thing I mentioned in my video where I gave you advice for how to do the clan events, and that's the smoking gun. Basically, that's all you gotta do. You see a G grade, get it as high as possible during events and only during events. It's that easy. And no, I didn't even, because in the G grades, whoops, I keep opening and closing on accident. You could do the replenish free quests where it's I think you sacrifice 30 stamina or something. Yeah, to get more quests. Don't even do that. I didn't even do that. Now, granted, I had a secret extra advantage that a lot of players won't have, and that's Shop 1. So, Shop 1 also lets you grade up your grade level, and I was a few grades behind when this event started. I can't remember exactly how many, but it was in the 80s. I got it all the way up to 90, which is the highest you can get it to. Hello, Rekka. So obviously that helped a lot. But honestly, whilst it did help a lot, because of course when you grade up, it refills your stamina, you can use on character fights to get the tickets to do the event. We all know this, but I thought I'd reiterate that just in case. yes, that helps a lot, and it gave me an advantage during this event specifically, an advantage I won't have anymore because I'm already fully graded up on Shop 1. But one, if you're a new player, if you started playing fairly recently, you have a lot of grades to get up in Shop 1, so you'll be fine. If you're a brand new player, clan events, you'll just destroy them because those shop 1 grade levels, there's 90 of them, and you refill your stamina every single time you grade up. So if you only recently started playing this game, wait until a clan event begins, do um do the grade up missions for shop 1. You'll make the deck super easy. There you go. So hey, I guess that makes this game kind of good for beginners, as long as the beginners know fully how to take advantage of grading up to get stamina, to do character fights, to do clan events, which I don't know if every beginner is going to know all of that stuff because, well, yes, they're a beginner, but hey, there you go. But that's the thing, even though I had this unique advantage of still having a few grades left to go in shop 1, it wasn't all that many, and I imagine I'd probably get a similar benefit by spending like, what, 1,000 gems maybe? Not very many, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And that's the thing, I didn't spend any gems at all, and honestly, for an event like this, if it was a deck I really liked, maybe like the Dimension Police one in set 3, I might go for it, honestly, maybe, we'll see, I don't know. But like the fact that it doesn't, because I saw people like give away these ridiculous numbers for the amount of gems you'd have to spend to get everything, and I'm like, you sure? Because I don't think you'd need that many. Also, I pressed the same button again on accident, whoops. I really don't think you'd need that many. I think the event's fine. See, that's the thing. I recently made a video where I talk about the negatives of Vanguard Zero, and a link to that will probably be in the end card at the end of this video. And people, I assume, would think that because I was harsh towards how difficult it is to get cards in the main set in that video, that I would also have similar problems with the clan event. But I don't really see the problem. I'm sorry, guys. I do have problems with the clan event, and I will get to those in a second. But, like, it not being free-to-play friendly? No? I don't see a problem with it. I guess this is where I invoke the comments below. If you've been playing the clan event, let me know what resources you spent, so whether or not you have spent gems and how many of them you've spent, and how close to finishing the deck that you've got. Basically, it all comes to spending your resources wisely. Just don't get anything you don't need. So first of all, I crafted my 4th copy of Vic 10 instead of exchanging it. I did the same with the commons, which is pretty obvious because they're commons. But yeah, like, the 4th Vic 10 really helped out, and of course I basically got that for free because Nova Grandpa was the clan I was doing the character fights for anyway. So first of all, there you go. Do the character fights for both card capital 1 and 2 every day for the clan that the event is currently for. So for example, when we do get Narukami in the next one, every day during that event, when you're doing the character fights to grind for the event, do the character fights specifically for that clan in both card capital 1 and 2. Remember, just because card capital 1 isn't the only one anymore doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You can still do character events in that one, and they give away a lot of crafting materials. So if you do that, you'll probably be able to craft 2 triple rares actually, because I only crafted 1, but I'm very close to getting the second one, and that's because, admittedly, I did also do character fights for the other clans as well, because I was trying to get the 100 keys for each clan so I could do all the, like, storyline things they had attached to them to get the gems from that, too. Which I've done now, by the way. But yeah, so that's another thing. And remember to do those. Remember, in fact, I'll show you right now, because it's something that's, like, kind of hidden away. Like, it's not, like, super hidden, so you've probably seen it by now. But it's, like, a little bit hidden. Basically, when you go into character fight over here, on card capital 2, this doesn't work on card capital 1, of course. and then you select the character you want to fight. So for example, Kamui, you go over to story, and there are these like story episodes, and you have these like keys that you get from doing the fights, and then you use the keys to do these. And then from that you get like gems and stuff. Obviously, I imagine most players will know about that, but if you don't know about that, do it right now, because you get a lot of gems for doing those. I think it's like 200 per character or something like that. It's a lot, basically. Those will accumulate very, very quickly. So yeah. Yeah, basically, where I left off, I don't think this is too unfriendly to free-to-play players. You just gotta be careful on what you get, basically. You just gotta get the cards you need. But that's the thing is, I've got a playset of absolutely everything apart from Victoplasma. Basically, this is the real thing, right? Here we go. Yeah, this is the most unfair part of the event, and it's this because it tempts you into getting it. Because when you start up the event, you'll see this, especially now that gacha tickets are more of a like rarity than anything nowadays because they're locked to specific sets. You'll see this and go, oh, need that. And so you'll spend your first like batch of currency that you grind for on these. Don't. If you do that, you'll basically just straight up will be missing out on a GR for this clan. So be very, very serious. If you want to get these, you have to be prepared to not play the clan the event is for. Only get these if you are not interested in playing the clan, or if you've already got all the cards from the clan and still have currency left. For example, if you spent gems and stuff to get extra stamina. Do not get these. They're there to tempt you so that you go, oh, gacha tickets, I really need those. You get them. Nearer to the end of the event, you realize, oh no, I'm not going to have enough to get all the cards because I spent money on the gacha tickets. And then you'll panic and spend gems to get the rest of the stamina refills you need to get these. So basically, it's a bait tactic. It's one of those things, and Vanguard Zero and many gacha games in general are very good at this, where basically they do a great job of tempting you with really good-looking things when actually they're only there to F you over. For example, and this is my biggest problem with the clan event, and that's how the G update has handled skins. I'm not going to get too far into how the skins are handled outside of the clan events, but basically you get one G era skin for free by doing the Vanguard quests over there. And the rest you have to pay for. For my currency, it's like £10, just a flat rate. You pay, you get a skin. I don't love that. Now, don't get me wrong, I get making, if you're going to make something a, mandatory, payment purchase, something you can't just grind for, it's going to be cosmetics. I'm thankful towards the game. I'm very appreciative that if they're going to lock any content behind a paywall, it is cosmetics. They could have been greedier than that, and so for that I thank them. However, I do think, as someone whose favorite series or era of Vanguard is G, my favorite series being specifically G Next, I want to play these decks with the G skins. And so I do think it's a little unfair. I don't know if it's unfair or not, but it's a little unfair. I'm going to say unfair anyway. That for me to play as the characters from the anime I have to pay. Whereas people who love the original series, they just get the skins for free. I think that's a bit of a double standard. I think it would have been nice of them to keep the V-Medal thing that they did for the original series, where you get around 200 V-Medals, and then you just buy the skin that way. But whatever, it's a cosmetic at the end of the day, so I don't mind that much. And you do get one of them for free, so whatever. I do really want both the Tokuha and Rin ones, and honestly, I think I'm going to use my free one on Tokuha and just buy the Rin one for the £10. I'm just going to suck it up, right? Because, at the end of the day, I was very harsh in my previous video, but the game's still gotta make money, so, whatever. If it's a cosmetic, I'm not going to complain. However, this kind of sucks. This isn't a cosmetic, this is gameplay benefits, and unfortunately it's a gameplay benefit that's not even worth the money. So, okay, let's say around £10 per skin in my currency. gets you a skin, right? These skins give you boosts during the event. So basically if you play the event and you own the skin, you get a lot more of the currency. And of course, I've taken advantage of this because the chrono skin is the one they give you for free. And here's another, hey look, they look like they're being generous, but actually they're effing you over. Because by giving you Chrono 1 for free, by making that the only free one you're guaranteed to get for every single player, and making that one the first boost in the first event, they're showing you how good the boost is. So that when you don't have it in the second event, you will miss it. Because I will admit, this is a bit stingy. Now again, I do think that if I was to spend gems in the next clan event, I could totally make up for this by using gems, and not very many. For sure, I do still agree with what I said earlier, where I say that the clan events are totally doable as a free-to-play user. For sure, right? I do think that this is like, it's not even, it's an ethics thing. It's not necessarily like it makes the game too grindy or too difficult. I just think ethically it kind of sucks to do this, even for players that paid for the skins, because it's not worth it for this gameplay benefit. The skins are worth the money because they're nice skins of characters you like. The skins are not worth the money for this boost system because the boost isn't good enough to warrant the real life money. If you know what I mean. Like, if the boost was like double as good as it is, then maybe it'd be worth the money. But where it is, it's basically not good enough to be worth the money, but like still good enough that it gives you an advantage, if you know what I mean. I don't know how to word it. Maybe that makes sense, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you agree with it, maybe you don't. I mean, I do like that you get a free skin, right? So with the next one, which is probably Narukami, I'm going to go ahead and assume Togaha is going to be one of the skins here. Unfortunately, I don't particularly care for Narukami. I'll probably just get the gacha tickets for that one. But hey, I get the boost, so that's cool. I don't know. My thoughts are kind of all over the place. And before I end, I do quickly want to go through the gameplay of the event, because up to this point, I've been talking about how easy it is to grind and how achievable it is to get all the cards, but the actual gameplay has been tweaked quite a bit. And again, it's one of those things that I'm middling on, because I get wanting to make the gameplay more involved. Basically, you have to do a lot more actual fights now than you did in the old clan events, and they've turned like the ability to like do a quick fight, so to speak, into a currency, which they did back in the Terra events, but it's definitely playing a more prominent role here, I feel like. Well, here's my biggest problem, right? Yes, it's very involved. Yes, it takes a lot of time to do the clan event, but let's face it, if you're someone who is taking it seriously and wants the clan, it's not that big a deal. Basically, you just auto-fight all the fights it will let you do, and watch some YouTube videos and stuff while you do so. And of course, use up all the skip tickets you get. It's doable, basically. It's an annoyance, but again, it's a gacha game. You're either going to have to grind or spend money or a combination. I don't mind it too much. My biggest problem is how tedious it is, in that every Vanguaro fight, like the skippable ones basically, are so piss easy that you may as well just auto-fight them. Like, I've never lost a single time against Vanguaro whenever I've, like, done the auto-fight where the AI uses my deck for me. It's one every single time. You just need a half-decent deck with, like, a couple of strides in it, and you'll win every single time. Because Vanguaro generally doesn't even use strides. I think it's only Black Vanguaro that uses strides, but even then I can't remember. And then the bosses are fine. The only problem is the exact same boss every single time. Vanguard, bushiroad, Game Studios, whoever you are, if on the off chance you're watching this video, which you're not, but on the off chance you're watching this video, first of all, hashtag make Vanguaro playable. Second of all, make the bosses alternate. For God's sake, you have 4 completed G decks in the game. You've got Chrono, Shinou, Mamoru, and Kamui. Would it have been so hard to have it cycle between those 4? I get that you want it to be Kamui because thematically it's a Kamui themed event, but for the sake of variety, could you not have just had the 4 of them in and alternated? So yeah, those are my kind of all over the place thoughts on the Vanguard Zero clan events. I know a lot of this did seem like me excusing certain things, and I can agree with that, but the main thing is, at the end of the day, unlike the crafting system for GRs, which was the thing I really complained about in the previous videos, this clan event stuff is still doable for players, right? Like, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but at the end of the day, if you want to get the deck, regardless of what kind of player you are, whether you're a whale, a dolphin, a free-to-play, whatever, you can still reasonably get the deck. I don't think there's anyone who really had their heart set on this deck, who absolutely loves Nova Grappler, who came out of this without a playable deck. If you didn't, chances are it's just because you didn't care enough about the deck to want it that much, right? If you were willing to put the time, effort, and grinding in, you probably got the deck, or at the very least, you're probably in a similar situation to me, where you're only missing like 1 or 2 cards. And even then, it's still playable with 1 or 2 missing cards. And that's the biggest thing for me. As long as you can do that, I'm not going to complain too much, because let's face it, at the end of the day, gacha games are going to be grindy. It's a fact. As long as it's not something where it's as stingy as the GR crafting, where it's basically impossible to do, I'm not going to have too much of a problem. And that's my opinion. I do want to hear what you guys have to think below. Again, let me know like what methods you used and how much you managed to do during the event, whether that be someone who spent gems and got the cards immediately, someone who didn't spend gems but got this many cards, someone who just went for the gacha tickets. I kind of want to see who did just beeline it for the gacha tickets and didn't even care about the cards. That would be very interesting to see. But yeah, so let me know all that stuff in the comments and what your opinion is of the event, because of course you don't have to agree with me. Everyone has different opinions after all. And of course, if you want to see more Vanguard Zero content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That does help out a lot. And in future, I am planning on maybe doing a video in a couple days or so where I do take a look at the deck itself, because of course I talked about how you get the deck now. But maybe it'd be worth, showing off if the deck is even any good. So we'll do that in future once I've had some more playtesting with it. And yeah, other than that, I'll see you later. Remember, for every statement, there's an asterisk. See ya.